Regardless religion, your status, your goals, it's where everyone grows from what everyone knows.
Sister Chat Radio, turn us on, enjoy the show, nourishing for your soul.
Your purpose, your passion, yes, we can discuss. Designed just for you, yeah, you can trust us. Trust us, trust us.
Sister Chat Radio, turn us on, enjoy the show, nourishing for your soul.
Regardless religion, your status, your goals, it's where everyone grows from what everyone knows.
Sister Chat Radio, turn us on, enjoy the show, nourishing for your soul.
Your purpose, your passion, yes, we can discuss. Designed just for you, yeah, you can trust us. Trust us, trust us.
Good evening and welcome to Sister Chat on WSNR 100 FM. We are so pleased to be here with you this evening, our last evening before the holidays begin, and we are so looking forward to talking with the ladies of Bloom. But before we get started, we want to thank our sponsors, Brokers Realty, Betty Rainville Piat and John Rainville. We have been so blessed to have them as our sponsors, and they are always there for us. We really appreciate all that they do for Sister Chat. This evening, I want to introduce everyone. I'm Sarah Smith-Katz, a.k.a. Lady Sarah, and it's always a pleasure to be here with you.
Hey, everybody, this is Holly Kearns.
She's off mic tonight, but she's with us, and she's going to be chiming in from
I
here
will,
and there.
because unfortunately, Mama C is under the weather.
Mama C has been taken down by the flu. So Mama C, if you're out there listening, we hope that you get better very quickly. Behind on the chat room, we have Chanel Diane. She's not going to say hello, but Chanel Diane is with us. We also have Jen Newland.
Hello, everybody.
And
Hi, Jen.
our wonderful intern, Alex, is out in the lobby.
Yes, he is. He's out taking care of all of our guests. So, but we appreciate all of our support staff. Without them, we would not be able to do all the things that we do. So, and we appreciate all of you listeners out there. And we hope that, you sit back, have a cup of coffee, and really listen to the stories that we have for this evening.
Yeah, everybody's getting ready for the holidays. I'm sure it's very hectic.
Are you ready for the holidays?
I am, actually. I'm done
are
shopping.
always ready for everything. I need
spend
2
my
more
life
weeks.
organizing myself. It's my whole job, 24/7. Otherwise, nothing happens.
We hope that if you are interested in coming out and meeting the ladies of Sistah Chat, that you will come to our New Year's brunch. We are going to be holding it at Shimsa Pub on January 13th. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It will be $20. Plus, if you have an adult beverage, it's going to be more. But you should plan on $20 for that event.
And make sure you go on Facebook and reserve your tickets because they're on sale via PayPal. So we only have space for 20 guests. So once those 20 spots are up,
that's it.
There will be no more because we are also making sure that every attendee also gets a swag bag. So you're going to get...
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, you're going to get a gift bag. So...
And
20 people.
And if you're out there and you're a business and you're interested in putting something in the swag bag, please reach out to us either by Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. You can also message us and let us know if you're interested in doing something to be part of the event. We also have upcoming our Mother's Day tea, which will be in May. And we are starting our planning now. So if you are a vendor and are interested in having a vendor table, or if you are someone that wants to put something in one of the swag bags, or if you're interested in attending, please reach out to us. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and you can also email us at sistahchatradio@gmail.com.
We're having our big planning meeting for next year, the first weekend in January. So we should have dates and prices and tickets available and all that good stuff after that.
I'm not looking forward to
My
hours and
planning
hours
meetings?
of meeting.
My
Yes,
planning meetings?
your planning meeting.
My planning meetings are fun.
Well, that's
I
true.
provide food.
You do feed us well. Not that that helps Jen any.
I'll make her lots of strong coffee.
Okay, there you go.
No, that'll work. So we have a lot of great stuff sitting in front of you.
We do. But first, we want to introduce our
Yeah.
guests. So, hi, ladies. These are the Ladies of Bloom, and they are joining us this evening to talk to us about what Bloom is and all of the things that you do for the community, as well as you have a shop where you can purchase things. So, why don't you introduce yourselves?
I'm Carol Anderson.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, and I'm really glad to be here tonight to talk with you about Bloom, which is a 2-year residential program for survivors of trafficking, trauma, and violence and addiction. And we also have a social justice enterprise, which is our 2,500 square foot studio space. It's also a gift shop in downtown Bangor. And that is where several of the women who live at our residence can work, earn money, and begin rebuilding their life. And it's also a great way for us to engage with our community.
Right. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Terry Wilson, and I have worked with Carol at Bloom, and I'm on the board. And
Well, it's wonderful to have both of you ladies here with us today. So tell us, how did it actually get started? What was the thing that made you decide to start Bloom?
I think we learned about the challenges survivors of violence who are also addicts have in starting over. And once you've gotten to a point where your addiction has taken over and has made your life unmanageable, and if you also have trauma as part of your story, it can be very challenging to begin working full time and supporting yourself so that you can get back and live sustainably and pay for rent and to really live life like an everyday individual.
How many people do you normally have in the program at one time?
We can have up to 8.
Okay.
So when we learned that certainly these people exist, there are neighbors and friends, and when there are resources in our community that work with addicts, there are short-term rehab programs, there's domestic violence agencies that provide free counseling, and they also have shelters. But what's unique about the shelters is they only provide 30 days of crisis intervention for a woman.
And this is up to 2 years? Is that
This
what I
2
read?
years, yes, and it's at no cost to the women. So the other thing about programs that work with addicts who are in recovery, they often charge, they start at $125 a
Tremendous
week.
amount, yes.
And several of the halfway homes that are in our region can be, several $1,000s a month to live there because they provide additional services. So we provide a place where a woman can heal, where she's empowered to begin rebuilding her life, and where she can be employed.
Okay.
And actually begin saving money, repaying fines, and just nurturing herself and living in a place where a community can help her start over.
That's wonderful. And how do you find the people that come to you? Do they come through recommendation, or do they just come to you and say, I need help? How does that work?
kind of,
Okay.
they seem to find us
Okay.
now, either through the jails or rehabs. We've built connections with people that know what we're doing, so we
Okay.
usually have a waiting list.
I would imagine that
Yeah.
it is such a severe issue in our area that there probably is quite a considerable waiting list.
Yeah, you could probably fill up 5
So,
homes.
so how do you get the funds to actually have or help pay for these people?
Miraculously, the resources continue to be there. I mean, we are at a place right now where we realize we need to operate with paid staff. Right now, Terry and I have volunteered the majority of our time at Bloom, and we've been doing this for 2.5 years.
Wow.
So that is just, we opened the residence in March of 2016. So there was a lot of planning even before that went into it, but we've had 28 women who have come through our program and since then. So right now we don't have full-time paid staff. And we realize that in order to continue providing the quality of services that we have learned that the survivors that live in our program need, we are looking to raise the money to hire some full-time staff in our program. we work with an outpatient treatment center. So the recovery treatment is provided through insurance, through an outpatient partner that we have
Okay.
that's local. And what we've had is some very generous individuals and businesses that have come alongside us, and someone purchased the home and renovated it. They're allowing us to use that in perpetuity.
Oh, that's great.
We have several corporate sponsors that help fund some of the basic expenses. And then the income at the art studio, that helps pay the 2 employees that work there, and they are residents of our program. So it's a great way for them to build vocational history and also engage with our community. And that provides the networking opportunity that will lead to them finding resources once they graduate, like where to live, getting a job, and that kind of thing.
That's great. So talk to us a little bit about the art studio, because that is for the community as well.
Yes, which is really great. And we're modeled after a program in Nashville, Tennessee, that's been working with women for 20 years. And they launched a bath and body care company and really believe that those that want to mimic their program should have a social enterprise that can employ the women that live in our program. So we just, after our board decided to open up an art studio in town, it was something our town didn't have. We had a lot of restaurants, and we just thought that having something that really engaged with individuals, not just sold them a product, but allowed them to come in and to work with those that work there, could be a good thing. So we opened up a DIY arts and crafts place, and we do parties for adults and kids, as well as host workshops and even walk-in studio time.
That's great. Where is it located?
At 32 Broadway, right in historic downtown Bangor.
Oh, it's a beautiful little town that if you've not been there, you should stop by, because it is really very beautiful and historic little town.
So I live in that area, and I can attest to what a powerhouse that Bloom has been to bringing our community together and doing art. I know the first time I was there, I'm by no means an artist. And I walked out of there feeling confident and, like, wow, if I can do this, anybody can do this. The teacher was just patient and just worked slowly and at our pace, and it was just really empowering.
That's great. And I believe this angel is one of the pieces. Is that correct?
It is.
So we have this beautiful angel that is on wood. So tell us a little bit about this.
That's taught by one of our artists, Karen, and she can lead you step by step to paint this. And it's just a prototype that she put together and is one of the many things that people can choose to learn.
That's great. And how much do you charge for your classes? Do you know what your average is, or?
They range anywhere from $20 to probably $45 right now. And this is a $35 project.
Okay.
And this would include 2 hours of instruction and all the supplies that you need to make that.
That's great. You brought some other things with you tonight. So why don't you tell us a little bit about those?
So this is very popular. It's an on-trend farmhouse style wood design sign, and we have a stencil, a vinyl stencil cutting machine that we can design any word or phrase that you want, and we can even bring in some graphic elements. And this is designed by one of the women that works in our studio, and she's going to be going on and taking some graphic design classes to improve her skill. And she's really great. And so this is a $35 project. Okay. And it can, like I said, it can be really anything that you want on a wood sign. And it has this really nice wood frame, and it can be double-sided. So you could put 2 sayings on it and make it seasonal, which is kind of nice. You could do something for winter, summer, any kind of holiday you want.
That's great. And then you brought us another little saying sign.
Yeah, this is just something kind of small, and this is just something we made up to sell. So we also make these ahead of time and have them for sale in the studio.
And the retail part, is that located at the same place?
Same location.
Okay.
We have an Etsy store, and on Etsy you can find us at Bloom Bangor, and just Google that on Etsy and you'll find that, and you can even place order for custom items.
Oh, that's great. Now, tell us about the body. You've got some This is liquid hand soap. This is moisturizing hand lotion. And tell us a little bit about these products and how you came up with these.
Well, these are what we purchase to retail for our sister community in Nashville. So we are modeled after Thistle Farms Nashville, and they currently employ more than 100 survivors in a 10,000 square foot warehouse. They've grown exponentially over the past couple of years, where they started in a church basement making bath and body care products, and then they have grown, and they are for sale in all of the Whole Foods in North America.
Wow.
But what we do is we purchase them for resale in our studio so that you can buy them locally. And the money goes certainly to help us in our store, but also to help the women that are making them in Nashville that are survivors and
Now,
graduates.
this is a soy candle, and it's vanilla vetiver. Okay.
It's a really nice scent. And they're
can
soy, so they
actually-
burn clean.
Oh, not very
and
nice.
They're really beautiful. And it really is a purchase with purpose. That's what we like to tell people. is
That's
that
great.
Your money, it's gifts that you can buy this season that keep on giving all year long.
And you brought T-shirts.
So we also sell these tees that say Art Heals.
Oh, I like that.
And Art Heals is kind of our motto for having the studio, because one of the things we found is that with trauma, women that have gone through trauma or children, that art we're finding in counseling is an outlet for trauma and for healing.
We have a very good friend of the show, Jill Howell, that is an art therapist. So we've had her on several times. We truly, and Sarah's actually
An artist.
an artist by trade.
Mm-hmm.
So we absolutely get that.
Yeah. So it's kind of a double-edged, kind of serves two purposes.
That's great.
We're for the women, for our women,
Mm-hmm.
and then also for our community. Because, if you know anything about Bangor, there's a lot of, a lot of trauma, a lot of domestic violence, a lot of healing needed.
That's great. And are the T-shirts also for sale?
Yes.
Wonderful.
What's
These are
on the
best.
sleeve
These
over
are
there?
Nice little baseball T-shirt.
What's on the sleeve? I see something on the sleeve.
on
What's
the sleeve?
left?
It says,
sleeve?
Bloom Bangor.
Oh, there you go.
A little logo.
That's very cute.
And
Very
these are
cute. With the
$25.
thistle.
That's
Very
great.
nice.
Yep, it's a,
These are all great little presents for last minute Christmas shoppers. Just to
Yes,
give you
they
guys
are.
a hint. I mean, these look lovely, and I love candles. So let's. You don't mind if I open it, do
no,
you?
right ahead.
I don't want to.
What are the hours of your shop?
Okay, the candles smell lovely. This one is. I don't know what flavor it is, but it's
I
delicious.
think that's the one that I was.
Vanilla vetiver.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Vanilla
it's
vetiver.
Pine.
very lovely.
Three
So-
trees. Or,
There are some great products here, the T-shirts, and you can always sign yourself up for a class.
That's right. Well, or sign someone else up for a class.
Or can
for-
you gift classes as a present?
you can. We sell gift cards in the studio, and you can come in and get those. We are open. The remaining hours before the holiday would be tomorrow, Friday, from 11 to 7, and then Saturday we're open 11 to 5.
That's a lot of time. to
great.
Still come shop. That's
Yeah.
great. So
And this is a room spray too. So this is great too. This is made by Thistle Farms, and it's also a room spray. We sell
I
that.
love that name, Thistle Farms.
Yeah.
I do too, and I love the little thistle on the arm of the T-shirt, because that's it's something I would wear.
I know that's something you wear.
Hint, hint, hint.
Hint, hint, hint.
They're very, very comfy.
hint, hint, hint. The program. So the program is that they get a job with you guys. Does that happen right away, or do they work into it? How does the program work?
There are we have a few transitional times. So when they first come, the women come, really we focus on, a lot of times they need to get doctor's appointments. They really haven't
Catching up
had a
on
chance
everything.
to take care of themselves for a while, whether they're coming out of prison or rehab or somewhere else. So in the first 3 to 6 months, usually focused on, how do you need to heal? Whether it's, they're involved at the recovery center, usually on, IOP or intensive outpatient or partial. So they're pretty busy with that, taking care of themselves. And then usually some of them will work at the studio. We have a few other community partners that will hire the woman. one of the things that we found is men have a much easier time of getting jobs that pay living wages, even if they were coming out of prison or addiction.
If you're coming out of college, it's easier for
yeah.
men to get
Yeah.
better paying jobs. So
Right.
that
Because-
would definitely
Yeah,
make
because
sense.
they can do, construction work and other people. So women have a much harder time. So
And
trying to-
what really drove you to become involved? I'm very interested in that because everyone has a different story. I mean, but what personally drew you to be part of Bloom?
I think that, Carol and I have worked together for a long time, and probably our kids were friends when they were little. And we were working, I think, with the same women in town for many different years. And at a certain point, I think we realized that the services we had were not really helping. When you have a woman that is in and out of rehab, and then they come out, and the only thing they have is to go back into another abusive relationship. And you just watch that over and over, and we just watched that together over and over with different women that we knew. And then I don't even know how it happened, but we heard about Thistle Farms, and we were like, that's a model that's working, and we could do that here. I don't know why we thought that, because we're a little crazy.
It is a huge undertaking.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
it
It's not
is.
just, because to see the model, but then to actually take it on is such a big responsibility and undertaking. I'm not sure that there are a lot of women out there that would be like, oh yeah, our community needs this. So, I applaud you for doing this because so many communities need women like you. And,
Well, and it's a team effort.
Right.
And we have a lot of other people behind us and supporting us, and we work together with, the Recovery Center and all of the different agencies in town. And even our town has been nothing less than supportive.
Right.
And that's wonderful to hear
Yeah.
too, because more often than not, you hear small communities like Bangor in other areas, when stuff like this is going to happen, they usually say, oh, not in my backyard, don't want that here, so to have people realize that therapeutic settings, no matter what they are, make our communities better.
They do.
That's wonderful to hear.
I think what's really interesting is that when and we do hear that, not in my backyard, but these are our neighbors and sisters and children and parents, and they're our friends. And these are people that need our help. And it definitely has been a community effort. There's been a lot of people involved. And I think from the beginning, we just wanted to further the conversation around this work. And while we did have this dream to do this, and we went to Nashville and learned about the model at a conference that Thistle Farms hosted in 2014, and we came back with that knowledge, and we talked with anyone who would listen to us about doing this. Our church community, women's groups, we've gone and we've spoken with people about this vision. And the more you tell people about it, and when you can pull people in and say, well, if you can do that, then maybe we can do this. And so it really has been, just like Terry said, a collective effort. One of our friends said, I can purchase a home. And other people have said, I'll give you furniture. And we having partnerships, community partnerships, being willing to work together. And that I think has just been the one of the strongest propellers of this work, is that we know we can't do this alone. We know we have to work cooperatively. So how can we make this work?
I'm recognizing that, the women that are in our they're our friends.
Yeah,
They're not, you know what I mean? They're our sisters.
they are.
They're, part of our community. They have children.
it must be a wonderful feeling to know that you are helping women dig themselves back out of whatever hole they've gotten themselves into.
The stories, and because they do the work. We don't really do the work, we kind of just give an opportunity and a support. But the women, they work really hard to get back their lives, and just to watch some of them. We have a woman now that's in college.
That's wonderful.
And, she's having Christmas with her children. And, just to watch that and to watch them work and just, it's, yeah.
I'm sure it's overwhelming.
Yeah, that makes it worth it though, the stories when you watch.
Do you have a favorite story that you can share with us? I know we can't share all the stories, but I know we have one of your graduates that will be coming in and joining us in a couple of minutes. But do you have any other favorite stories that you'd like to share?
We talked with a woman today who she came in, we met her, she was living in a trailer and I mean, we kind of walked away and went, she has to come. She had everything she owned in her little purse and she's went on to get her GED and now she's at NAC in school.
Wonderful.
Just finished her first semester,
that's
showed
wonderful.
me her grades today and she got like a 3.4 or 5 and in
3 Bs and 2
algebra
As.
and biology. I'm like, wow, I couldn't get B in it.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal.
So and is having Christmas with her children. So that's pretty
Wow.
awesome.
Because a lot of these women, I know, when there is addiction involved, they give up everything. Their families, their friends, their homes, their everything. And that's why I say it must be very rewarding to actually know that you're helping people get back on track and maybe go back into the mainstream of their life. Have you had any circumstances where there are people other than this lady that's going to be spending Christmas with her families that have actually been able to reunite with their families and continue on with their lives? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's usually
That's
what
great.
happens.
Great.
Yeah.
When you give a woman an opportunity, when you provide safety and a place to sleep, it is amazing what they can hit the ground running and do. And it's really the right thing to do as a society. I mean, we have built systems that remove children from homes, and kids want to be with their moms. We understand that safety is important, but we need to create systems that empower women and help them.
And we are going to actually hear a success story. Everybody who's listening and watching out there, we are going to take a short break. You're going to not see us for a few minutes as we move some people around, but we're going to welcome Jasmine into the studio and we will be chatting with her very shortly. So don't go away. We will be right back.